they just slide out, which really sucks. You call that a Mikey?
Now that's a Mikey.
In 1989, Playmates released its giant TMNT figures and planted a seed in kids lucky enough to be alive in that era for big ass Ninja Turtle figures. The thing with those figures though is they had the articulation of a bushwhacker. And if you don't know what a bushwhacker is, you need to get off this page right now. Subscribe first. In true NECA form, they've taken the nostalgia for that product and given it an upgrade by releasing their version of the giant-sized turtles. 3 of the 4 brothers have been released over the past couple years, and finally, we get the 4th brother, Michelangelo, and that's what we're reviewing today. How's the articulation on this guy? Is the entire line worth getting into? And if you don't know, NECA has put a special surprise in each one of these boxes. What's inside of this guy? We're gonna find out today. Stick around.
Open fish.
Now, if you're not new to these giant turtle figures, then you know the packaging on these things are pretty cool. You get this open window that gives you a sneak peek into everything here. Michelangelo comes with nunchucks, communicator, pizza slices, and more. A fully posable 15-inch giant turtle. Features interchangeable tops and bottoms for different expressions. I wish I did too. On the side of the box, you get a look at this battle-ready Michelangelo. On this side, you get the more fun-loving pizza-eating dude. On the bottom of the box, you get a cool little image of all 4 brothers together, along with the credits of all the people who works on this. Roger Fernandez, still haven't got that update. Latino? Now, if you're like me and you've been waiting on this figure, you've seen most of the images on the back of this box. You get Mikey in this battle-ready pose. Looks like he can hold both of the handles to his nunchucks. We're gonna test that out later and see if it's true. Looks like he can also pose with one of the nunchucks. Got his communicator there. And of course, here in this photo, Mikey looking confused of like, why did they take away my nunchucks in the cartoon and leave me with this thing? And here we have an image of the instructions of how all the expressions can be interchanged on the heads. If you don't know, the tops and bottom of the heads come apart. We'll take a look at that later as well. Well, boys and girls, that's the outside of the box with your biggest, most giant expression ever. Give me those magic words.
Open fish.
And here we have all the items outside of the box. This dude is giant, so it's hard to get him within the frame to where it looks clean and nice. And you can't see his toes right now, but if you want to, there's his toes. Now we have all his accessories right here, and -1, which is that surprise that's in the box. Now listen, guys, this is a YouTube channel. I gotta keep retention up. I need you to stick around to the end, buddy. And while you're at it, hit that subscribe button. This guy's absolutely huge. Now what you do want to do is make sure to warm up these figures. I'm taking this cold out the box, and its articulation is okay so far. It doesn't have a double hinge on the elbow. You do get these little pads that are in the way right there. You get a little bit of wrist action. And what's really cool is that this plastic is a little bit bendy, a little bit pliable. Great detail on the paint. You do get this nice cell shading where it's darker in the back. Great detail work on the shell itself. Little dings here and there in the belt and the grooves and the paint and stuff like that, but nothing worth crying home. A little bit of chipping on the paint right there, which isn't my favorite, but I don't know how many people are just looking at the back of a knee. That's for us collector's issues, nitpicking. You do get a nice little 90-degree bend there on the knee. Now if you hear this ratchet, it's really keeping this figure tight for standing and posing. The fact that you can get a quarter scale figure in a splits pose is amazing to me. Quarter scale figure in a splits pose gets a big thumbs up. Now you do get a little articulation here in the ankle, nice little up and down. You don't get anything that's side to side. The head, you don't get much articulation in either. You get up that much and you get down that much, which is really just a micro movement that you're getting. You do get side to side, this way, somewhat looking up. Now, like I said, all the movement in this guy is very stiff, but you want it to be. We need these stiff joints for this big figure. You also get some articulation in the bandana. You can move it all the way around there. Now there is a joint there where you can probably move it up and down. I'm not trying to break this right now, so we're just gonna leave it. You can get a little bit of blowing in the wind action. You can put it down so that it's not in the way of photos. Now here's a smiling face for Mikey. Here we have the more angry, stern face for Mikey there. These heads are interchangeable. The tops come off, the bottoms come off. You can switch them up. Moving on to the accessories, you have everything right here. You get your 2 thumbs up hands. You get 2 pointer hands. You get the hands that come on the figure that are for holding things like the pizza or the nunchucks or any of these other accessories we get. Like his working communicator. This thing opens up. Oh no, I got an issue already. This thing's folded out, but they're not really securely in place there, so like they just slide out, which really sucks. And I'm gonna be able to put this back in, so it's not too big of a deal. I don't know, that just seems really wonky. We'll get you guys a good, yeah, look at that. It just came out again. That's a big bummer. I mean, I don't know if you can see, these pegs aren't really all that big, so they don't really fit in these holes. and stay put. Yeah, and now this thing doesn't even like fold back. I can get it in there to where it can, but it's just, I shouldn't have to do this. I just shouldn't have to fit this guy in. Maybe I can email NECA and get a replacement on this, because you take a look, I have it back in there, but it's not sitting right back in the folding position. Hello, NECA QC? Yeah, I need a replacement, bro. Also, is Roger Fernandez Latino? All right, communicator aside, let's take a look at these weapons. Starting with this grappling hook. These things kind of ratchet out. You got this nice little drawstring on here, so you can hold it and get some dynamic poses with those. You also get your 2 nunchucks. What I like about it, these chains are actual metal chains, like they're cold to the touch, which is really cool. Just be able to swing them around. Luckily, I didn't have this when I was 8, because my sister might have had some welts on her head. Super cool, great detail on these guys, nice line work there. All in all, these accessories are really dope. I'm really happy with it. Now I'm about to show you the special surprise that came in the box, but first, before I do, there's one thing I've been waiting to do since I got my first turtle, and that's finally complete this pizza. If you don't know, each of the turtles came with 2 slices of pizza, as does Mikey. They're all meant to connect. So difficult. It'll take me an hour to put pizza together. And there it is for those of you who have been waiting for 2 years to complete this pizza and finally get those last 2 slices. Here it is right here, 2 years. 2 years of waiting for this. It's a full pizza. Yep. All right, you guys, the big reveal is here for the special surprise that was inside of the box. And here it is, this photo of a Nutrino. I know, I was excited to see what was in it too. Now we're together, disappointment. Here's my big issue with this. Not that it's just a flimsy little cardboard thing or anything. It's kind of cool. It's a nice little extra to have. It's not necessary, but NECA likes to do Easter eggs. Don't you make neutrinos. Don't you make quarter scale neutrinos. It's a slippery slope, NECA. We've seen the way you've done things with the 1/6 scale tune line. Don't you do that with the quarter scale. We don't have room. We don't have room for 100 of these guys. I don't need a scumbug this big. You're making the Krang, stick to the Krang, and that's it. Maybe an Irma. Anything that grew big. Anything that grew big, you can make that grew big because you have the right to do that. Everything else, no, NECA, no. If this is your first time watching, please hit that subscribe button. I recently reviewed the Space Usagi from the NECA tune line. If you guys want to find out why that's a part of the tune line, what the backstory is on that figure, and see if it's any good, take a look at this video right here.